Washington, this is VOA News. I'm Steve Norman reporting. London police said today 6 people and 3 attackers have died in the latest terror incidents in Britain. Ambulances taking at least 30 people to local hospitals. VOA's Luis Ramirez in London has more.
What happened were actually 2 separate incidents, one at London Bridge involving a van that plowed into people on the sidewalk, and knife attacks at the nearby Borough Market. Now, witnesses report hearing rapid, significant gunfire. This is when police arrived on the scene. Police arrived very quickly after the first reports of these attacks. Restaurants, hotels are being evacuated, people being moved away, some with their hands on their heads, some including children in pajamas seen leaving a nearby hotel. We've also heard from Prime Minister Theresa May, who earlier called it a potential terrorist incident. She plans to convene her security team on Sunday morning. She said this is a fast-moving investigation. Britain has been on alert since May 22nd, that attack at Manchester killed 22 people.
That is VOA's Luis Ramirez in London. That attack that Luis was talking about in Manchester came just after a concert by American pop singer Ariana Grande, who was badly shaken by that attack but uninjured. She is scheduled to return to Manchester today to perform a benefit concert for victims of the suicide attack and their families. World leaders voicing solidarity with the UK. French President Emmanuel Macron said France stands more than ever by Britain's side. President Trump said that he spoke with Prime Minister May offering support and help to Britain. This is VOA News. A suicide bombing at a funeral service in Kabul, Afghanistan has killed at least 6 people, wounded nearly 90 others, but officials said high-ranking government officials and lawmakers attending the event escaped unhurt. The Taliban swiftly released a statement saying it had nothing to do with the attack and claimed internal government rivalries were to be blamed. Despite vowing that a renewed offensive against Islamic State in Mosul would be a final push, Iraqi forces continue to get bogged down in ancient parts of the city where IS remains entrenched. The Iraqi commander said 200 foreign fighters and up to 1,000 local members of IS hold less than 10 square kilometers of Mosul in 3 neighborhoods in the north of the Old City, as well as inside the center Old City itself, where there is a dense civilian population. Meantime, the United Nations, estimating nearly 200,000 people alone there, are facing severe shortages of food and water and are in danger from crossfire and air strikes. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence says it is great to have a president who is more concerned with Des Moines than Denmark. Mr. Pence's comments at a fundraiser in the state of Iowa refer to President Trump's decision this week to withdraw the United States from the Paris Climate Accord. And anti-Trump protesters were out in force Saturday, including a huge gathering in Austin, Texas, where the city's mayor, Steve Adler, spoke to the crowds.
What an incredibly crazy week we have just gone through. Beginning with climate change, it is outrageous that the United States would pull out of that treaty, becoming one of 3 countries in the world not involved in that treaty. But I will tell you that we still are here in Austin, Texas.
Protests were underway in 135 cities in the U.S. and around the world. In addition to climate change, the demonstrators demanded an impartial investigation into any potential collusion between President Trump's campaign for president and Russia to influence last year's election in favor of Mr. Trump. Both houses of the U.S. Congress are currently investigating potential Trump campaign links to Russia and Moscow's meddling in the election. There is also a special counsel who has been appointed by the U.S. Justice Department to look into that matter. You can get more on that story in all the hour's news, especially a frequent update of what's going on in London, by going to our website at voanews.com. You can also find us on the VOA mobile app.
That's the latest world news from VOA.